Have you ever looked at your belly in the mirror and wondered why it looks the way it does? Maybe it's round and firm, soft and squishy, or just hangs in that stubborn lower pouch that won't go away. What if I told you your belly isn't just about weight or eating too much, but it's actually sending you signals about your stress, hormones, digestion, posture, and overall health? Stick around, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you what your belly shape really reveals about your body, and what you can do to work with it, not against it. Your belly shape is far more than just an aesthetic concern. It's a signal, a form of communication from your body that can reveal what's going on beneath the surface. Many people automatically assume that any protruding belly is simply a sign of overeating or a lack of exercise, but the reality is much more nuanced. The way fat accumulates and the specific shape your abdomen takes can give clues about your stress levels, hormonal balance, digestion, posture, and lifestyle habits. A round, firm belly might suggest the presence of visceral fat, which is stored deep around your organs and has a stronger connection to metabolic health than the softer fat under the skin. This type of fat is influenced not only by what you eat, but also by how much you sit, how stressed you are, and how well you sleep, because all of these factors affect the hormones that regulate fat storage. On the other hand, a soft, squishy belly that's evenly spread under the skin, known as subcutaneous fat, is generally less harmful in terms of long-term health risks, but it can indicate chronic calorie surplus, emotional eating patterns, or a sedentary lifestyle. There are also cases where the belly seems bloated and changes size throughout the day, often due to digestive issues rather than fat itself. Rapid swelling after meals, discomfort, and a tight feeling in the abdomen may point to food intolerances, imbalances in gut bacteria, or eating habits that interfere with efficient digestion. The lower belly pouch is another common shape that many people notice, particularly women, and it often reflects a combination of weak lower abdominal muscles, hip flexor tightness, and hormonal factors. Posture also plays a surprising role. An anterior pelvic tilt can push the belly forward, even when overall body fat is not excessive, highlighting the connection between muscular balance and abdominal appearance. Chronic stress can lead to a stress belly, where fat accumulates around the midsection due to prolonged high levels of cortisol, the hormone that tells your body to hold on to energy for perceived threats. Even after major weight loss or pregnancy, a hanging lower belly apron may persist, not just from fat but from stretched skin and connective tissue, showing that the history of your body matters. Each of these shapes acts like a clue, a form of feedback that your body is constantly giving you about how well your systems are functioning. Instead of judging yourself for what you see in the mirror, paying attention to the shape and distribution of your belly can be an opportunity to investigate sleep patterns, stress levels, nutrition, movement habits, and overall lifestyle choices. It's a signal that your body is sending, and when interpreted correctly, it can guide you toward changes that improve not just appearance but your long-term health, energy levels, and overall well-being. By understanding the language of your belly, you start to see it not as a problem to fix, but as a messenger telling you what your body needs to function optimally, revealing patterns and imbalances that might otherwise go unnoticed, offering insight into how daily habits and internal processes are affecting your overall health, and showing that even small adjustments in lifestyle can have significant effects over time. Your belly is not just a reflection of how much you eat or how much you exercise, it's a window into your overall health, kind of roadmap that reveals what's happening inside your body. Different belly shapes tell different stories, and understanding these signals can help you take smarter, more targeted steps toward better health. When people think about belly fat, they often lump it all together, but there's a critical distinction between visceral fat and subcutaneous fat. Visceral fat is stored deep around your organs, like your liver and intestines, and it's far more metabolically active than the soft fat just under your skin. This means that visceral fat can produce inflammatory molecules and hormones that increase the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, and high blood pressure. It tends to show up as a round, firm belly that protrudes evenly and can feel tight rather than soft. Visceral fat is influenced by lifestyle factors such as prolonged sitting, chronic stress, poor sleep, and diets high in refined carbs and sugar. High levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, signal your body to store energy in the abdominal region, which explains why stress and belly fat often go hand in hand. In contrast, subcutaneous fat is the soft, pinchable fat stored just beneath the skin. It's often evenly distributed across the belly and other areas of the body and is generally considered less harmful in terms of long-term health risks, but it still signals that your body may be in a calorie surplus or that activity levels are low. This type of fat can also reflect lifestyle patterns such as frequent snacking, lack of consistent movement, or even emotional eating. While subcutaneous fat isn't as dangerous as visceral fat, it still interacts with hormones, metabolism, and overall energy balance, and addressing it through strength training, improved nutrition, and increased daily activity can enhance both appearance and health. Your belly can also reveal digestive and gut health issues, such as bloating or abdominal distension, which may indicate food intolerances, gut dysbiosis, or eating habits that interfere with efficient digestion. A lower belly pouch may reflect weak lower abdominal muscles, tight hip flexors, and hormonal imbalances, while posture issues like anterior pelvic tilt can make the belly protrude even without high levels of fat. Chronic stress often shows up as a stress belly, with fat accumulating around the midsection because the body is holding onto energy in response to elevated cortisol levels. Even a hanging lower belly apron after weight loss or pregnancy is a form of signal, representing stretched skin, connective tissue changes, and the history of your body's weight fluctuations. Each of these belly types acts as a messenger, offering insight into your sleep quality, stress management, movement patterns, hormonal balance, and dietary habits. Instead of judging your belly as good or bad, it's more productive to view it as feedback from your body, a form of communication about what your internal systems need. Paying attention to the shape, firmness, and behavior of your belly can guide you to adjust your lifestyle in meaningful ways, from managing stress and improving sleep to incorporating strength training, adjusting posture, and making better nutritional choices. Recognizing the distinction between visceral and subcutaneous fat, understanding how stress and hormones influence fat storage, and listening to your belly signals empowers you to make changes that improve both appearance and long-term health, while respecting the natural variations in body shape and function. The way fat accumulates around your belly is rarely random, and understanding the lifestyle factors that influence it can completely change how you approach health and fitness. Stress, sleep, diet, posture, and movement patterns all play critical roles in determining not only how much fat you carry, but where it's stored, and often these factors are more influential than exercise or dieting alone. Chronic stress, for instance, triggers the release of cortisol, a hormone that tells your body to store energy, particularly in the abdominal region. This is why people with high-stress lifestyles often notice fat gathering around the midsection, even if they're not overeating. Cortisol also affects hunger signals and cravings, making you more likely to reach for sugary or processed foods that further contribute to belly fat accumulation. Sleep is another major player, and insufficient or poor quality sleep can disrupt hormones that regulate hunger and fat storage. When you don't get enough rest, your body produces more ghrelin, the hormone that stimulates appetite, and less leptin, which signals fullness. This hormonal imbalance can lead to overeating, poor food choices, and ultimately more fat stored around your waist. Diet is, of course, an important factor, but it's not just about calories. What you eat affects blood sugar regulation, insulin sensitivity, inflammation, and even gut health, all of which influence how fat is stored. Diets high in refined carbs, sugary drinks, and ultra-processed foods can promote visceral fat, while a focus on whole foods, lean protein, fiber, and healthy fats can support more balanced fat distribution. Posture and movement patterns also affect the appearance and health of your belly. Long hours of sitting can weaken core muscles and hip flexors, contribute to an anterior pelvic tilt, and push the belly forward, making it appear larger or more protruding, even if body fat is not excessive. Regular movement, standing breaks, stretching, and targeted core and glute strengthening can help correct these patterns and improve both function and appearance. Beyond structured exercise, daily activity matters a lot. Walking after meals, taking the stairs, doing household chores, or even small bursts of movement throughout the day keep metabolism active and reduce the tendency to store fat around the midsection. Hydration, meal timing, and mindful eating are additional lifestyle factors that play into belly shape. Drinking enough water supports digestion and metabolism, while eating slowly and paying attention to hunger cues reduces overeating and bloating. It's important to understand that these factors don't work in isolation, they interact with each other. Stress can affect sleep. Poor sleep can affect diet, and lack of movement can worsen stress and metabolic health. This web of influences is why many people struggle with belly fat even when they exercise or follow strict diets. Addressing lifestyle holistically is far more effective than trying to target belly fat with endless crunches or quick fixes. By prioritizing stress management, sleep, balanced nutrition, posture, and regular movement, you create an internal environment that naturally discourages excess fat storage in the abdominal area. These adjustments not only influence appearance, but improve overall health, energy levels, and resilience, showing that belly fat is really a reflection of lifestyle habits rather than just calories in versus calories out. And learning to identify and modify these factors empowers you to take control over how your body stores fat, how it feels, and how it functions in daily life. Understanding that different belly shapes respond to different strategies is key to making meaningful and lasting changes, because one-size-fits-all approaches rarely work. Deep core and posture work, for example, are essential for people whose lower belly protrudes due to weak abdominal muscles or anterior pelvic tilt. Exercises like planks, dead bugs, glute bridges, and controlled leg lifts target the deep core muscles that act like a natural corset for the abdomen. Strengthening these muscles improves support for the spine and pelvis, reduces strain on the lower back, and gradually pulls the belly inward, giving a firmer and more balanced appearance. Posture correction doesn't stop at exercise. It extends to daily habits such as standing tall, engaging your core gently while walking, and breaking up long periods of sitting, all of which retrain the body to hold itself in a healthier alignment. Strength training overall is another powerful tool because it increases muscle mass, which boosts metabolism and helps the body burn more energy even at rest. Compound movements like squats, deadlifts, presses, and rows work multiple muscle groups, including the core, and contribute to better fat distribution, improved posture, and enhanced functional strength. Low-intensity cardio, such as walking, cycling, or swimming, complement strength training by promoting cardiovascular health, reducing visceral fat, and lowering stress hormone levels without overstressing the body. For people who experience bloating or digestive-related belly issues, targeted strategies focus on supporting gut health and digestion. Slowing down while eating, chewing thoroughly, and paying attention to food sensitivities can significantly reduce daily belly swelling. Drinking enough water, taking gentle post-meal walks, and including fermented foods or probiotics can also improve digestion and regulate bowel movements. Nutrition is central to all belly types because what and how you eat influences hormones, fat storage, and inflammation. Emphasizing whole foods, high-quality protein, fiber-rich vegetables and fruits, healthy fats, and minimal refined sugar helps stabilize blood sugar, reduce cravings, and support muscle repair after exercise. Stress management is equally important, especially for those with stress-related belly fat. Practices like meditation, breath work, yoga, and even simple relaxation breaks can lower cortisol levels, improve sleep quality, and reduce the tendency to store fat around the midsection. Sleep itself is a strategy, not just a recovery period. Prioritizing consistent, high-quality sleep allows hormones that regulate appetite, fat storage, and energy use to function optimally. Over time, combining these strategies, deep core and posture exercises, strength training, low-intensity cardio, mindful eating, gut-supportive habits, stress management, and sufficient sleep creates a synergistic effect, addressing both the causes and the appearance of different belly shapes. These approaches are about more than aesthetics. They improve functional strength, energy levels, and overall health, while allowing your body to adapt naturally to its ideal shape. By understanding which strategies correspond to which belly patterns, you can work smarter rather than harder, targeting the underlying factors instead of relying on generic advice or extreme measures, and making adjustments that are sustainable, effective, and aligned with how your body actually functions, which ultimately leads to better results, improved confidence, and a stronger connection with your own health. Belly fat is often seen as a measure of failure or lack of discipline, but in reality, it is feedback from your body, not a judgment of your worth or effort. How fat is stored, where it accumulates, and how it changes over time is influenced by a combination of genetics, hormones, lifestyle habits, and life stages, and expecting instant or perfect results is unrealistic. The body has natural mechanisms to store energy, protect itself, and adapt to environmental stressors, and abdominal fat is part of that system. Visceral fat, which surrounds internal organs, may take longer to reduce because it is closely tied to hormonal signals, stress levels, and metabolic processes, whereas subcutaneous fat under the skin can respond more readily to gradual lifestyle changes. Accepting that change is often slow allows you to focus on sustainable habits rather than quick fixes that are rarely effective long-term. Consistency is far more important than intensity. Regular movement, balanced nutrition, adequate sleep, and stress management have cumulative effects that gradually shift your body composition and improve overall health. Understanding that belly fat serves as a messenger can change your perspective from one of frustration to one of curiosity and empowerment. When you view your belly as feedback, you start noticing patterns. How stress affects cravings. How poor sleep influences energy and appetite. How posture and core strength affect abdominal appearance. And how digestion impacts bloating and discomfort. These observations provide actionable insights that allow you to make informed adjustments rather than following arbitrary rules or trends. It also means recognizing that some factors are beyond immediate control, such as genetics, age, and hormonal shifts, which influence where fat tends to accumulate and how quickly it can be lost. This understanding fosters patience and self-compassion, which are critical because negative emotions and stress can exacerbate fat storage, creating a cycle of frustration and ineffective efforts. By reframing your mindset to see belly fat as information rather than failure, you can shift your focus from aesthetics alone to overall well-being, which naturally leads to healthier habits and gradual improvement in body composition. Habits like consistent strength training, walking, mindful eating, and prioritizing restorative sleep become less about fixing your belly and more about supporting your body's systems, balancing hormones, improving metabolism, and reducing inflammation. Over time, these habits not only influence the visual appearance of your belly, but also enhance energy levels, mood, cardiovascular health, and digestive function. This perspective encourages a holistic approach to health, where progress is measured not only by the mirror, but by how you feel, how your body functions, and how sustainable your lifestyle changes are. By listening to your body, interpreting the signals it provides, and making adjustments that align with your life and needs, you take control in a way that is empowering and realistic. Ultimately, seeing belly fat as feedback helps you develop a healthier relationship with your body, emphasizing patience, consistency, and holistic well-being, which leads to more sustainable results, improved confidence, and a stronger sense of ownership over your health journey. Transforming what might feel like a problem into a tool for understanding and supporting your body better over time.